Tonight, scandal rocking Hollywood as the fallout begins from Blake Lively's explosive allegations against co-star Justin Baldoni.
Breaking news in Hollywood has never been more surprising. Blake Lively, often the internet's sweetheart, finds herself at the center of an escalating legal drama alongside director Justin Baldoni. Even more jaw-dropping, her husband, the beloved Ryan Reynolds, is allegedly caught up in the mess. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are diving headfirst into the lawsuit, the alleged takeover of a film project, and the massive fallout that has everyone, from casual fans to powerful Hollywood execs, watching this drama unfold with wide eyes. Let's rewind and set the stage for all of you who may have missed the initial buzz.
I had a intense year and a lot of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my family.
Blake Lively, best known for her roles in Gossip Girl and a slew of hit movies, has been tapped to star in an adaptation of Colleen Hoover's popular novel, It Ends With Us. This film had fans eagerly anticipating a heart-wrenching love story. Justin Baldoni, the director and producer behind Wayfarer Studios, came on board to helm the project. At first, everything sounded like a match made in cinematic heaven. A best-selling book, a beloved actress, and a rising director known for his heartfelt approach to storytelling.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan.
Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the entire production was turned on its head. If you're wondering where this all began, the short answer is with a series of moves that Blake Lively allegedly made to gain unprecedented creative control over the film. According to insider reports and statements from Baldoni's camp, Lively was not content to simply star in the project. She wanted her fingerprints all over It Ends With Us, rewriting scenes, hiring her own team, and even screening the movie before it was finished.
Time progressed in this film. She decided that she wanted to be a producer. She started to make edits.
These are just some of the claims swirling in court documents. What initially looked like an actress being passionate about her work soon morphed into accusations of a hostile takeover. Now, let's talk about the biggest bombshell of them all, Justin Baldoni's major courtroom victory. This recent ruling is crucial. In short, Lively's requests to silence Baldoni's lawyer, to avoid being deposed, and to control what information could go public have all failed. It's a triple whammy of legal defeats that's left her entire PR strategy in tatters. And who delivered the knockout?
You know what he's feeling like you would feel if you were wrongfully accused of something.
Baldoni's attorney, Brian Fredman, who is now free to discuss the case openly. That means more interviews, more statements, and possibly more embarrassing truths for Lively and, by extension, Ryan Reynolds. We've seen from the transcript of legal motions that Lively's legal team went in guns blazing, demanding gag orders and complaining that too much negative press would harm her reputation. Here's the kicker. The judge looked at all of those arguments and basically said, nope. Each motion was denied. So what does this mean for Blake and Ryan? It means every detail of this high-profile fiasco can be talked about and scrutinized.
The Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively, then I've been reading all the messages between them all.
No more hush-hush behind closed doors. Hollywood, the media, and the public are free to devour every twist and turn, and that's exactly what's happening. To fully understand how we got here, we need to examine just how serious Lively's alleged overreach on the film was. According to reports, she didn't just suggest script changes, she basically rewrote entire scenes. She wasn't just giving a few style tips, she brought in a new costume designer who aligned more closely with her vision. It didn't stop at that either. She supposedly replaced the original editor with someone in her own circle, and even hired a new composer. In other words, Lively was functioning almost like the sole executive in charge, which left the original producers, particularly Justin Baldoni, feeling sidelined.
I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie.
We have to remember that in Hollywood, when you sign onto a film, there's typically a clear hierarchy. The studio finances the project, the director steers the creative vision, and the actors bring the characters to life. Actors can earn an executive producer credit, but that doesn't always translate to full creative power. Lively, as it's being alleged, crossed these boundaries in a big way.
The times where people ignore the red flags and say, let's just keep pushing, those are the times where you fail.
The rumor mill started churning, painting a picture of a behind-the-scenes power struggle. tension reportedly skyrocketed when Lively organized an unauthorized, rough-cut screening of the movie at a literary event. Usually, early screenings are meticulously planned by the studio to generate buzz at the right time, but Lively showed a version of the film that the studio hadn't even approved. Industry protocols were completely bypassed. When the studio found out, chaos ensued.
Blake Lively is slamming The Hollywood Reporter's recent magazine cover. The cover features the actress launching a slingshot at Justin Baldoni.
There's talk that Baldoni used this very incident to strengthen his legal position, painting Lively's move as reckless and damaging to the film's overall strategy. This is a big no-no in Hollywood. Studios guard their films carefully, especially before final edits are locked in. Lively's move was akin to unveiling a work in progress, risking backlash from critics and fans who might judge an unfinished product. But the strangest part is that she did it without telling Wayfarer Studios.
In Blake's first amended complaint, Blake changed what she alleges about what happened while filming the slow dance scene.
This breach of trust became a central piece of evidence in Baldoni's lawsuit, a move that came back to bite Lively in a very public way. Things soon escalated from arguments over creative control into a full-blown PR war. Lively allegedly leaked damaging stories to prominent newspapers, including the New York Times. The timing was suspicious. These articles painted Baldoni and his studio as unprofessional and untrustworthy, hitting right when the legal battle started gaining momentum. In a typical PR chess match, this sort of strategy can sometimes work wonders.
Justin says that Blake was determined to make him the real-life villain in her story because she wasn't doing well on the promo tour for the movie.
You drop a juicy piece of information, paint yourself as the victim, and let the media narrative form in your favor. Unfortunately for Lively, the plan allegedly backfired spectacularly once Baldoni's lawyer started presenting the complete context of those leaked details. Suddenly, the finger was pointing back at Lively, suggesting that she had twisted facts to manipulate public opinion. The court was not sympathetic to her plight.
They're done, and it's no wonder everyone avoided them like the plague.
She wanted a gag order, effectively preventing Baldoni's attorney from sharing details of the dispute. The judge denied it, emphasizing that Lively herself had engaged in publicizing certain aspects of the case. Essentially, the court said, if you're going to leak specifics to the media, you don't get to turn around and demand silence from your opponent. This ruling empowered Baldoni and his legal team to speak freely, and they've wasted no time making their case in the public eye. Every statement from Fredman paints a picture of Lively as someone who meddled in production decisions and then tried to blame Baldoni for the fallout. But that wasn't the only loss Lively's team suffered. They also tried to block or limit the scope of depositions, court-ordered interviews under oath, fearing that more damaging details would come to light. Once again, the judge was having none of it. Lively will have to answer some tough questions about her role in the alleged hijacking of the film. And that's not all. Ryan Reynolds, by virtue of being closely tied to Lively, is also suspected of meddling in the project. Though not as central a figure in the legal documents, the rumor is that Reynolds had been giving his input, perhaps quietly fueling Lively's push for control. There's speculation he might have also been eyeing ways to leverage the film for potential future sequels or spin-offs, thereby justifying their attempts to shape the production from top to bottom. The scandal's repercussions are already evident in Lively's career. She went from being a bankable star, adored by fans and respected by studios, to someone who is suddenly on many producers' watch lists for red flags.
He told us that Justin Baldoni claims she tried to take over his movie because she has a history of saying, I want all the roles for me and only me.
Hollywood executives do not like unpredictability, especially unpredictability that can tank a multi-million-dollar project. For them, it's not personal, it's business. If Lively is viewed as a liability, she won't get the roles she once could, no matter how big her fan base. One producer is quoted as calling her attempts at controlling the film a marketing disaster. Others have used the term career suicide, an extreme phrase, but one that underscores just how risky these alleged power moves are for an actor in an industry that thrives on collaboration and lots of behind-the-scenes politicking. Let's not forget the public's perception. Blake Lively had the wholesome image, the golden girl persona from her Gossip Girl days, then the savvy comedic charm she often showed off on talk shows and social media. Fans loved her authenticity, or at least the authenticity they perceived. This scandal, however, is challenging everything the public thought they knew. People are scratching their heads, asking if maybe she's not as sweet or down-to-earth as she appeared. Celebrity watchers are comparing her to Amber Heard, who similarly found herself in a massive, career-threatening legal showdown. The difference here is that Lively's situation involves allegations about how she conducted herself on a film set and in legal proceedings, rather than domestic disputes. Still, the damage to her reputation could be just as severe. What about Ryan Reynolds in all of this? He's long been hailed as Hollywood's funny man, someone who can do no wrong. But if it's proven, or even widely believed, that he helped orchestrate or encourage his wife's alleged takeover attempt, the public might reevaluate their love for him too. Let's be honest, Hollywood can be fickle. One big scandal can turn even the most beloved star into a pariah overnight. And while some celebrities bounce back from controversies, others never fully recover. If Reynolds is seen as complicit, it could put a dent in his pristine image. But the big question remains, how did all of this escalate so quickly?
Marcos, who runs the Be Better company, actually was Team Blake Lively when this all began, and then did this crazy thing called reading Justin Baldoni.
One theory is that it started with personal jealousy. The script for It Ends With Us includes romantic scenes between Lively's character, Lily, and Baldoni's character, Ryle. Certain insiders suggest that Reynolds became uncomfortable with how close Lively and Baldoni's characters were on screen. Fans who've analyzed these scenes noted the choreography bore an uncanny resemblance to a pivotal moment in Green Lantern, the movie where Lively and Reynolds first met. Did that similarity stir up personal issues? It's hard to say definitively, but the rumor mill has been running wild with speculation. Then there's the possibility that Lively felt that her star power gave her the right to call more shots. She has, after all, been in the industry for a while, starring in both commercial hits and critically acclaimed films. Maybe she saw It Ends With Us as the perfect vehicle to transition into a more powerful Hollywood role, both in front of and behind the camera. That's not unheard of. Many stars eventually step into producing or directing, but typically that transition is done with clear contracts and an understanding from all parties, not by circumventing the entire creative process. If these allegations are true, Lively might have thought she could force her vision onto the project. Instead, she ended up neck-deep in legal trouble. The irony is that she's playing a character in a story that deals with domestic abuse and emotional trauma. The novel It Ends With Us is known for its delicate handling of serious themes. Fans expected a thoughtful approach, but the marketing materials, particularly the trailer, drew heavy criticism for glossing over the novel's depth. Some readers felt offended that the film was being promoted like a straightforward romance when the source material is anything but. Lively's involvement in shaping or even overshadowing the film's original direction may have contributed to this disconnect, further aggravating fans who deeply care about the story. Now, we come to the million-dollar question. Can Blake Lively or even Justin Baldoni salvage their reputations? The lawsuits are still ongoing, which means more revelations could surface. That's the danger of depositions. Once you're under oath, you must answer questions truthfully or risk perjury.
I want full control because I am a controlling bully. That Justin Baldoni, ultimately, by the time they got to the premiere, was mandated by Blake Lively to spend the night in the basement.
If Lively did, in fact, orchestrate major changes behind the scenes, we could see specific evidence, like emails and text messages, brought to light, revealing exactly how it went down. And if those messages show anything that the public deems shady or manipulative, her already shaky reputation will take another beating. Baldoni, on the other hand, could come out of this looking like a victim of Hollywood power plays, if he's telling the truth. His initial claims are that Lively hijacked the production, undermined him as a director, and smeared him in the press. If the courts confirm this narrative, or if more damning evidence against Lively emerges, Baldoni might actually see a career resurgence. Hollywood loves a comeback story. He could end up with more sympathy and bigger offers if studios believe he was unjustly maligned. Ryan Reynolds, for now, remains largely in the background. But if investigators uncover communications showing he actively participated in strong-arming Baldoni or interfering with the production, that could spark a major hit to his image. Even so, there's a chance he might skate by if the focus stays primarily on Lively's actions. In many Hollywood couples, one partner's scandal doesn't automatically sink the other. However, the more people speculate about Reynolds pulling strings or fueling jealousy, the more likely it is that he'll be drawn deeper into the controversy. The immediate future doesn't look bright for Lively. She has a film scheduled for release in summer 2025, and many are calling it a critical test of her star power. If audiences decide they're fed up, her box office draw may plummet. Hollywood is a business, after all, one that invests millions in productions. If a star is seen as a liability, that star quickly becomes unemployable. And the negative press surrounding Lively right now is the kind of publicity that studios hate. It's unpredictable, it's ugly, and it involves serious legal disputes that could overshadow any marketing campaign. Meanwhile, fans who adored Lively for her charm and fashionable red carpet appearances might be experiencing whiplash.
Words coming in from the celebrities at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary, asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there.
This is a stark contrast to the perfect celebrity couple narrative that she and Reynolds have cultivated for years. Their witty social media banter, sweet anniversary posts, and comedic jabs at one another made them appear relatable and drama-free. Now, that shiny image is cracking. Suddenly, they're cast as power-hungry Hollywood figures willing to throw an entire production into chaos just to get their way. Whether that's the truth or simply one side of the story remains to be seen. But the court of public opinion can be swift and brutal. With each passing day, more insiders come forward, more details emerge, and the entire fiasco gets bigger. We're likely to see more heated statements, more allegations, and possibly even more legal actions. Lively's team might double down, attempt more last-ditch motions, or hope for a settlement that stops the bleeding. Baldoni's side, energized by their recent court wins, will probably keep the pressure on. The entire saga has become a Hollywood spectacle, complete with A-listers, rumored jealousy, behind-the-scenes manipulations, and a big legal showdown that could redefine both of their careers. In conclusion, what started as a star actress trying to shape a movie's creative direction has spiraled into an epic meltdown involving hush orders, leaked documents, alleged sabotage, and widespread speculation about whether Ryan Reynolds played any role in the chaos. All eyes are on the depositions to come, the next court rulings, and the potential unveiling of more behind-the-scenes evidence. If Blake Lively is truly the power-hungry villain that Baldoni's lawsuit suggests, the Hollywood love affair with her may be over. If this is all a misunderstanding and she was simply trying to ensure the film's success, she'll need indisputable proof and fast. Otherwise, the damage to her brand could be irreversible. As for Baldoni, he stands to either be validated in his claims or risk having his own credibility questioned if any contradictory evidence arises. Whatever the outcome, the saga is far from finished. And that's why we'll be right here, covering every twist and turn as it hits the headlines. The film's fate, everyone's careers, and the reputations of two A-listers hang in the balance. Hollywood loves a scandal, but it loves a redemption arc even more. The question is, will anyone in this story find redemption at all? Stay tuned, because this is one Hollywood roller coaster that isn't slowing down anytime soon.